This video is part of our study about similarities and differences in Latin America with a special focus on cleantech, healthtech, and education. What we do in Rubica, we promote brands that add value to the world. How we do it? We use business intelligence to discover opportunities and insights for our clients. Hopefully you will find many of those in these videos, and with that information we help our clients adjust their products and services and co-create with them digital strategies. So then after that we can go and execute in an agile way using all the diversity in digital media, and at the end our clients end up increasing their sales and positioning in the region. So it's time to talk about the health tech industry and the health tech trends. You will find the description of the data and the methodology that we used here in the description of this video, but also in the very first video where we describe the general methodology for the whole study. What we want to show you first here are the national priorities. So the national priorities that you see in this slide come from both the governments but also official media, where they were mentioning what these priorities were, and we managed just to summarize them here in small phrases so you can see what the focus is, and then you can also choose where your products and services would be more suitable. We want to highlight a few of them that are repeated in different countries. So preventive medicine would be a priority for Colombia, Argentina, Costa Rica, and Guatemala. Fighting cervical cancer would be a priority in Argentina and in Peru. Then you will have mental health. Mental health has been declared a priority in Chile, Colombia, and in Peru as well. You might remember that there's been a lot of talk about mental health after the pandemic, and probably this is going to become the next pandemic. So these three countries paid attention to this. Then you can also see here a similarity about rural access that repeats in Guatemala and in Colombia. Remember also the video where I was presenting the differences between urban and rural areas and inequalities. So you need to consider what I mentioned there to come here for solutions for accessing the rural areas in these countries. And also it's worth mentioning obesity in Mexico. So it is only repeated there, but because of the size of the country and also the size of the problem of obesity in Mexico, it makes sense to highlight it here. So you will have, if you have solutions related to that, then that's a country that you can go to. Also remember what I was mentioning in the video where I was showing about urban versus rural, and probably it will be much more difficult to go and try to negotiate all the way with the national governments. So perhaps you want to try to find some medium-sized cities where still these priorities are going to be the same, because normally these priorities, or the way we took these priorities, come from both national and local governments, insurance companies, people, and the players in the healthcare system as well. So even though you see here the countries, the flags of the countries, perhaps an advisable strategy would be to go and look for smaller cities before you go for the very big ones, or start with those smaller cities and territories, and then you have a business case to go and prove for the national government where they have already defined these priorities.